All right, welcome back. It is the Vegas Take Sharp Ed Shapiro. So glad you could join us. Coming up, by the way, in hour number 2, at the top of the hour, Rick Pitino is going to be joining us. Mike Babcock from TMZ Sports as well. So a loaded, jammed hour coming up next. We're talking, of course, about Megan Rapinoe. And the comment that I think should bother anyone, especially when she's talking about equality for women as far as pay goes. Whether she's joking or not, you can't make a comment like you can't win a championship without gays on your team. When you make a comment like that, joking or not, you lose credibility. Just like when you're Colin Kaepernick and you wear a Fidel Castro shirt and you wear socks, pig socks, depicting all police officers pigs, you lose credibility. And the excuse I made is, well, they've done more good than bad. Have they? I bring up Colin Kaepernick all the time, and I debate people on this issue all the time. What did Colin Kaepernick do? I hear from people, well, he raised awareness. He raised the issue of police brutality against minorities. Okay, well, has anything been solved? What's been solved? Have politicians changed laws at all? What's happened? Not going to get equal pay for the women's soccer team when they're not making anywhere near the same amount of money that the men's soccer team is. Pretty simple, and we're taking your calls at 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go to Mike. Mike, what's going on?
Oh, hello, you guys. I didn't know I was on. Hi, Brian. Hi, JD. How you doing?
What's going on? Good.
Doing good,
What's
Mike.
on your mind, Mike?
Oh, God, there's so much stuff going on in the world right now.
It is crazy, isn't it?
Hearing about this girl.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
I agree with you 100%. It's strictly economics, man.
Why? The thing that bothers me most about this, like I've said, not just about the economics, is the fact that when you have people that disagree with you and you have a platform, don't you want to start a conversation with those people? I just don't understand.
No, she wants nirvana. She wants a
nowadays,
perfect
you try
world.
not to be hostile. Yeah, I agree. And nowadays you try not to be hostile. If you want to get anywhere in the world, back up a little bit. Don't push your opinion out there so much. Don't wear it on your shoulder. I think that's a big mistake. On a set of builder's blueprints, this would be called a typical.
I think it's okay to be opinionated. I think it's okay to be proud of who you are, but I think she's just dead wrong when it comes to equal pay for women on the athletic field. She's just dead wrong on that issue. And when it comes to equality for men and women who are homosexuals, I'm with her on that. I'm with her on gay marriage. And look, that's a policy thing. And I just think, as a whole, homosexuals in this country are discriminated against in a lot of ways. Ben Shapiro, I played some audio from him, and he said, look, lesbians are treated better today than they've ever been treated. Okay, well, so what? That doesn't mean everything's perfect, so yes and no, I agree.
It will never be perfect. It will never be perfect.
But it can get better. I think it can get better, but I don't think she's going about it the right way.
And, could I talk just real quick, touch base on another topic real quick?
Quickly, sure. Go ahead.
I'm disgusted with Mnuchin. He wants to raise the debt level. Now is going to be a vaulted open beam ceiling. I mean, I can't believe Trump. I voted for this guy, and I'm putting research. I put my numbers together.
Yeah.
Not one campaign promise has been fulfilled.
Yeah.
I mean, drain the swamp.
Mike, can I interject there real quick? And I feel the same way you feel, by the way. Look, everyone was talking about how Obama raised the debt, right? All these Republicans, everybody on the right that hated Obama.
That's a joke.
And why is it that these people are so quiet now, Mike?
Why did Trump freaking back down from the beginning? He backed down on the omnibus bill. He didn't veto it when he said he would.
It's a very valid point, Mike.
You know what?
Yeah.
What we're getting is the crumbs falling off the ice cream cake. We get to lick up the edge a little bit, and he's the man's the most powerful person in the world. He's sitting on today. For example, today the census he flip flopped. Now he says, "Oh, we're going to get 90% accuracy." BS. Oh, even if it is. Okay,
well, Mike, I'm going to say it.
36 million people.
Yeah, Mike, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it, Mike, in the best way I can. And by the way, I appreciate the call, and you're absolutely right. Donald Trump is no better than a used car salesman. People can disagree all they want to and say the economy's great, unemployment numbers are down. He is a used car salesman.
It's not disagree all they want to. I mean, that's reality. The Dow just hit 27,000 today. Unemployment is low as it's been in 40 years. The economy is great, but I agree. Donald Trump, he's not a used car salesman. He's just not a polished politician.
The unemployment numbers are down, but also there are more people. Hold on.
They're not just down. I mean, they're
and there are more people in this country more than
down.
ever working 2 or 3 jobs to put bread on the table for their families. That is an issue.
But you could attest that to California. The standard of living is so high because Silicon Valley has raised the housing prices.
I attest that across the country because I think a lot of these jobs are not workable wages.
Urban housing right now. I mean, have you ever seen the show?
I know people in Las Vegas that are working 2 or 3 jobs, getting paid horrible salaries, trying to put food on the table. Ask them how about the unemployment numbers. They'll say, well, it's good that I'm working a job, but I'm also working 16, 17 hours a day. That's not what it should be like to be an American. 257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go to Bill. Bill, what's going on?
Yeah, how you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, Bill. What you got for us?
Well, first of all, Megan Rapinoe and them guys, my opinion, I think they were kind of doing a blueprint of the Spice Girls. That's who they come across as.
Well, I think they're more talented. I think they're more talented than the Spice Girls. Yeah. Let's give them credit for that. At least.
I think that maybe Miss Rapinoe, she should go on the Democratic presidential tour about taking money from people that have earned it and just distributing everybody. That's the whole idea of what they were talking about.
Well, I haven't talked to too many like-minded Democrats that think that if you're a woman in a professional sports franchise, you should be getting paid more money than a man. I don't think. I mean, so I don't think there are many Democrats that would agree with her on that. I just don't think she's being tested, quite frankly, when she does these interviews.
Well, she's talking about equal pay. I would assume getting what the men have brought in and distributing that to them.
Well, that's absurd.
It's a globalist philosophy of that's what it.
That's like absurd. Yeah, that's absurd. Listen. I am not. You listen to this show, Bill. I imagine you know I am not a Donald Trump supporter, but I will defend Donald Trump when it comes to this issue. When it comes to all athletes, you can dislike the president. You could think the president is a racist, quite frankly. But when you have a platform to have a conversation with the most powerful man in the world, whether you despise the man or not, you should have that conversation. Doesn't mean you have to. They have the right not to.
I agree. 100%,
I think it's a big issue.
She was condemning anybody affiliated with the White House that she didn't want to go and have a discussion with anybody. And she was over there at the end of that parade. I've seen it on YouTube where she was throwing around the MF bombs. She don't want to be civil and have a discourse and talk to people about what's going on.
Well,
she's just over there spouting off. And she would have some things that she could talk to them about, but she seems not interested in it.
Well, I agree with most of what you just said, Bill. As far as the F-bomb, yeah, you're right, but I'm sure you would also agree with me. Donald Trump doesn't exactly use the best language as our president-in-chief, either. You would agree with that,
well,
right?
Here's the thing. It kind of proves that she is a phony because if she does talk to Trump, if she really has something that she's seriously concerned about, that she wants to get changed, and she talks to Trump and that interview gets publicized, maybe change could actually happen. But this proves that she doesn't even want to do that.
I'm not going to go that far yet. I brought up Colin Kaepernick.
Especially if she leverages, kind of like Colin did, if she leverages her not only outspoken political beliefs along with her fame to get a $20 million endorsement deal from a Nike, which is very possible at this point.
257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go to Seth. Seth, what's going on?
Hey, Seth.
Hey. So I got just 2 things. So all those people over there on the radio who's just hating on Trump, all I got to say is think of the alternative. Think of who else could have been president. Democrats, no matter what, if you're concerned about the debt, if you're concerned about jobs, immigration, he is the lesser of the 2 craps.
Well, that's your opinion. That's your opinion.
Well, he is.
Well, no, that's your opinion. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with you.
Okay. And it's the soccer player. I forgot her name. Her name's
Megan Rapinoe. Yes, sir.
I don't even want to give her any more media than she's already getting. Do you think that she'd be as
just call her
as
Mister?
Do you think CNN and MSNBC would all have her on the radio, on the shows, whatever, if she supported Trump?
There's absolutely no chance. Zero.
No, I think I still think they would. Well, she's been on a lot of networks.
Well, would she look the way she looks? Would she?
Guys, I can't hear both of you. JD, go ahead. Seth, wait on the line.
Okay, would she look the way she looks? Would she be married to Sue Bird? Would she present herself the way she presents herself? Would her demeanor be the way that it is if she supported Trump? Probably not.
See, but that's academic, Seth. I think you both are missing the point here. The point that I am trying to make is she is missing a big opportunity. I don't agree with her with the equal pay when it comes to the soccer field or in athletics. I don't agree. But when it comes to equal rights for, say, gay rights, that sort of stuff, whatever the case may be, I think she needs to go to Washington, and talking to someone like Donald Trump could do more good than harm.
What specific law do you want changed?
You're asking me personally?
No, what these people need to ask these questions, these follow-up questions.
Yeah, exactly.
When she goes in the camera on Cooper's
Yes.
TV show, whatever,
Right.
his message, he should have pressed her for specifics.
Well, I agree, and I said that. I said that in the first segment. I said that when she makes these appearances.
Didn't she say that she refuses
Seth, what
to
she
get interviewed
wants
by anybody who supports Trump?
Seth, what she wants is everyone to love each other more and to do better and be better. But what does that exactly mean, Megan Rapinoe?
Fair to her teammates. It's not fair to her teammates.
Okay, well,
there's one or two who want to go to the White House, but now
perhaps, perhaps you might be right on that. Listen,
I would say there's a great chance.
Listen,
by the media.
For the most part, I agree with what you're saying when it comes to Megan Rapinoe, and I've stated my case on that, and I'm sure you agree with me on that. Going back to what you said quickly about Donald Trump, about hating Donald Trump, you can disagree with Donald Trump on policy. I think he's a bad guy, and I can give you a number of reasons why.
He's a funny, real guy.
He's a funny.
All those politicians are bad guys. He's just real about it.
Okay. So does that make it right then when you bang a porn star when your wife just has a child? Does that hold on? Don't let me finish. Hold on? Let me finish. I knew you were going to interrupt me. I knew you were going to let me. You weren't going to let me finish. Let me finish. I'll even go by the things he said when he's gone after John McCain, when he goes after any single person that disagrees with him, and he goes on the offensive. When he gets on a stage with Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un and kisses their ass when nothing has been done in North Korea. Excuse me?
He doesn't kiss their ass. What do you want him to do?
Really?
What do you want him to do?
Okay, I'll answer your question. I'll answer your question, Seth. I'm so glad you asked that question. When we talk about Russian meddling in the election, I don't want it to be a joke. I don't want them to be laughing on a stage.
How did they meddle in the election? They hacked.
Are you serious? Are you serious? So you know more than the CIA. So you're going to deny that the Russians meddled in the election? You're going to deny it.
Okay. You can call it that.
No, I'm not going to call it that. The CIA calls it that. I'm not calling it that. The CIA does.
What did they specifically do? They gave us transparency about a candidate. Those emails were real. Those are real emails.
So you don't think so you think you're okay with it? Donald Trump should just set it aside then.
I am more upset about the context of the emails than how we got the emails, as everybody.
What about when he's on a stage with Kim Jong-un, asked about Otto Warmbier, and he praises Kim Jong-un that they're in love? This is an evil, murderous dictator. This is an evil, murderous dictator who's killed hundreds of thousands of people, and you're okay with our president. Hold on. I'm asking the question. I'll let you answer. You're okay with the president of the United States being warm and fuzzy with an evil, murderous dictator? Are you okay with that? It's a yes or no question.
When you're trying to get peace, yes.
That's nonsense. If Barack Obama was doing the same thing, you'd be attacking him. You'd be all over him, just like many of your Republican friends.
He's there for a peace summit. What do you want him to do?
And what has been accomplished? What has he accomplished with North Korea?
Did it happen overnight? Come on.
I asked you a question. What has he accomplished since kissing Kim Jong-un's ass?
He got bodies back. He got them to stop testing.
That's not true. They did test. That's not true. So you're factually inaccurate.
Not nuclear.
Doesn't matter. They're still testing weapons that can kill tens of thousands of people. So you're factually inaccurate on that.
Fine, that's fine. But they got.
It's not fine. No, it's not fine. It's not fine.
Less likely to nuke somebody than they were before.
Why can't you one time criticize Donald Trump for anything? Is he the Messiah to you?
He's trying. What do you want him to do in North Korea? Wave a magic wand? At least he's trying.
No, I'll tell you what I want. And I thought I explained myself enough for you to understand, but apparently I didn't.
You want him
Don't
to
kiss the ass.
During a peace
excuse me. I want, when he's on a stage with Vladimir Putin, for example, I want him to take Russian meddling seriously. When he's on a stage with Kim Jong-un and he's asked about Otto Warmbier, I don't want his I don't want his response. Hold on. I don't want most citizens don't care about an innocent American kid that was brutally murdered by the North Korean regime.
I said meddling. I said the meddling.
Oh, really? Most Americans don't care. Well, let me tell you something.
What is the least? There was a poll that what is the least important topic to voters? That was one of the bottom ones.
Okay, let me tell you something. If you are an American and you don't have a problem with Russia meddling in the election, You are a biased buffoon.
When you call it Russian meddling, yes. But when you actually look at what happened, all they did was release emails, which is truthful emails. About
and you're more concerned about Hillary's emails. Right, I got you. So
as
you're more
Americans, that's more transparency. Right. We should be happy. It's transparent.
Right. Yeah, it's very I'm very happy. You're right. No, Seth, you're right.
If I was part of the Democratic Party, I would be unhappy.
All right, Seth.
But as a citizen, I want transparency as much as you
All right. Well, Seth, you're right. I'm very happy that Donald Trump sits there on a stage with Vladimir Putin and they joke around about meddling in the elections. Yeah, that's something to be really happy about. I'm sure the Warmbier family, I'm sure they're very happy that when Donald Trump is asked about Otto Warmbier, Trump's response is, well, Kim Jong-un says he feels very badly about it and he had nothing to do with it, and I believe him. I'm sure the Warmbier family is very happy about that. Yes, Seth, that people should be very happy. See, the problem is somebody like you is incapable of being intellectually honest. Somebody like you is incapable of going after a politician who makes a mistake, who embarrasses the country. I don't care whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. If you can't take a few steps back and criticize the president for anything, then it's very simple. You're biased, and you are not capable of being honest on this show. You can disagree. You can like the man's policies and dislike his rhetoric. That's fine. Don't have a problem with that. But when you fail to criticize him for anything, what does that say about you? And these are the same type of people that criticized Barack Obama for 8 years. For 8 years, we heard Barack Obama, worst president of all time. Look at the debt. Where's the debt at now? Who are you going to blame for that? You going to blame the Clintons for that? Their emails for that? Who are you going to blame for that? Last I checked, the end of the Bill Clinton presidency, there was a surplus. Don't hear you talking about that, though, do you? You want to talk about how Donald Trump is the next Messiah. He is the second coming. I guess we could ask Stormy Daniels about that. Sorry, that was a bad joke. But no, in all seriousness, in regards going back to this Megan Rapinoe thing, I think most people agree with me on this. Yes, equal pay for women. I'm all for it. If it makes sense. If it financially makes sense. If you play on a team like the U.S. women's soccer team that is not making even a fraction of what the men's team makes, it doesn't make financial sense. It's not logical. People need to press her on this issue. It needs to be addressed. Period. But when it comes to equality for people who are gay, I support her 150%. What do you want changed? That is the one valid thing that last caller said. Yes, she should be pressed on that. What exactly specifically when it comes to homosexuals, what laws do you want to change? I mean, gay marriage is legal. That's a good thing. There's always going to be people out there that are going to discriminate. And that's sad. Just like there's always going to be buffoons out there that are racist. Yes, that's sad. I wish those people were not out there, but they are. Can't change their minds if they're ignorant. You can't. I think Megan Rapinoe, to close out this segment, I truly believe that Megan Rapinoe is doing a disservice. A huge disservice to herself, a disservice to the country, and a disservice to her beliefs and her teammates when she says that she does not want to or refuses to debate people and debate people on the other side that maybe disagree with her in Washington. She is doing a huge disservice. All right, we'll end that conversation there. Coming up next, this is going to be a lot of fun. One of the winningest college basketball coaches of all time. He's got a great book out called Pitino, My Story. The legend himself, Rick Pitino, will be joining us next on The Vegas Take. This is going to be a lot of fun. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to The Vegas Take on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDWN.